Our speaker this morning is Brenda Chapman. Brenda Chapman displayed having gifts at an early age. At age 9, she was able to hear spirit and studied psychometry with elder mediums from her home church, the Church of Prophecy, which was a spiritual church located in Muskegon, Michigan. Brenda is a medium studying under Reverend Sandy Allen and Elizabeth Brown, as well as training at Camp Chesterfield. She also has been an intuitive tarot card reader for over 20 years. Brenda first learned how to use her healing abilities under the tutelage of Reverend Stanley Goot, who was the minister of the First Spiritual Temple of Royal Oak in 1996. She went on to become a certified healing touch practitioner and the 12th generation Usi Reiki master. She went on to study Chinese energetic medicine and attained certification in energy technique called Transcending the Matrix. Brenda continues to help humanity with her gifts by phone and on Zoom, teaching healing classes, and she has a YouTube channel called Guided Imagings, where she does guided meditations, weekly card readings, and shares her knowledge and expertise with her viewers in video series entitled 10-Minute Service. Before Brenda comes forward, we'll have some music so that you may quiet yourself and open your heart to her message.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
As spiritualists, we believe in infinite intelligence. We state this belief at least every Sunday morning. This intelligence is the source of everything in the universe. Now think about what that means, infinite intelligence. To have intelligence means to have the ability to learn or understand, and to use reason. So to believe in intelligence, we believe in the ability to learn or understand and to use reason. The word infinite means to be limitless or endless in space, extent, or size, impossible to measure or calculate. In essence, the idea of infinite intelligence means that you can't put a number on how much intelligence. And so, to have an infinite or incalculable amount of intelligence means what? It means that this intelligence is everywhere and it permeates everything. We also believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of this infinite intelligence. It's in the air, in every blade of grass, every grain of sand, and every person on the planet, regardless of race, creed, color, sex, or sexual orientation. All the beings here on planet Earth express this infinite intelligence through something called consciousness. And what is consciousness? It's the state of being awake and aware of one's surroundings. So, this consciousness allows intelligence to learn, reason, and to become aware. Aware of what? Well, to become aware of itself. So, all the beings on this planet has a consciousness or a certain awareness, just like the source of all creation. Through this consciousness or awareness, we gain more intelligence and understanding. Why are we doing this? Well, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, the spiritual leader of Agape International Spiritual Center in Beverly Hills, California, says in order to allow God to become more conscious of itself. In fact, every existence, human, animal, plant, mineral, etc., is experiencing life to gain intelligence for the universe to become conscious of itself and to expand. It's through consciousness that all things connect to each other. Now, I didn't realize how true this was until I had an experience with a tree back around 1997. It actually happened at the spiritualist church that I grew up in Muskegon, Michigan. And even though the building is no longer a spiritualist church, the tree, of course, is still there. And during that time, when I was attending this church, there was a Filipino man by the name of Reverend Gregorio, and he came to town and did energy work on the congregation, or for the congregation. His technique was, for the lack of a better term, psychic surgery. And actually, the genuine light workers who actually do this technique don't necessarily like this term because it's kind of derogatory. But for lack of a better term, I don't know exactly what they call it, but that's what I'm using today. So you would understand exactly what the technique is. Anyway, after I received my treatment, I was instructed to go upstairs to the sanctuary, basically to ground and center my energy after this. And then, as I sat there in the church with my eyes closed, relaxing, grounding, I felt like I was being watched. And so I turned around and looked out the window and noticed this big oak tree. And actually, this oak tree looked like it was bending over and peeping at me through the window. Okay? It was strange, but I was like, okay, I'm in a spiritualist church. I know that this is something that might happen, right? And so this tree began to speak to me from my clairaudience, my mind's ear, as they would say. And this tree began to say, you and I are brothers because we have the same creator. I hold a lot of wisdom. I've been here long before your grandparents were born, and I'll be here long after your grandchildren are gone. And that was the first time I was able to talk to or tap into the consciousness of plants. But it wasn't the last. Fast forward to 2018. I was at the supermarket buying some produce. As I paused in front of the pineapples, I heard them say, oh yeah, you want to buy one of us. We're just right. And you know, this has never happened, so I'm like, oh wow. You know, a pineapple just spoke to me. And even though I already had this tree talking to me, of course, you know, I was shocked in the grocery store, right? Then I went over to the cantaloupes, okay? I did pick up a pineapple, mind you. But then I went to the cantaloupes, and the cantaloupe was saying, no, you don't want any of us. We're not ripe yet. You don't want us, right? And so, of course, this piqued my interest, right? I'm like, okay, this pineapple said they're ready. Cantaloupe said, no, we're not ready. So, you know, I had to buy both, right, to test the theory out. And so when I got both of them home, the first day I cut the pineapple open. And when I tasted it, when I tell you that was the best pineapple I had ever had in my life, it was sweet beyond measure. So I'm like, okay, yeah, the pineapple really was, you know, communicating to me. So I said, I'm gonna wait till the next day for the cantaloupe. And so when I cut the cantaloupe open, it was absolutely horrible. And so I'm like, okay, so I definitely was hearing exactly what I was meant to hear from these plants. They were actually doing what I thought they were supposed to be doing, or at least they were conveying that information to me, okay? And these experiences helped me to understand the truth about consciousness. I always knew that it was possible to talk to plants, but until I experienced it, I couldn't fully understand, you know, how it was really possible. Sure, I've always experienced the consciousness of animals, but it was the interactions I had with the plants that helped me to understand source energy better. It helped me to truly understand the oneness of everything. There was an ancestor called George Washington Carver. Maybe you've heard of him, who was a botanist and an agricultural scientist who revolutionized agriculture by finding multiple uses, over 300 uses, for the peanut plant. What many people may not know is that Mr. Carver was also known to be able to talk or communicate with plants as well. This is part of a quote from Mr. Carver. I love to think of nature as an unlimited broadcasting station through which God speaks to us every hour if we will only tune in. God is going to reveal to us things he never revealed before if we put our hand in his. No books ever go into my laboratory. The thing I'm to do and the way of doing it are revealed to me. I never have to grope for methods. The method is revealed to me the moment I'm inspired to create something new. Without God to draw aside the curtain, I would be helpless. My prayers seem to be more of an attitude than anything else. I indulge in very little lip service, but ask the great Creator silently, daily, and often many times a day, to permit me to speak to him through the three great kingdoms of the world which he has created, the animal, mineral, and vegetable kingdoms, to understand their relations to each other and our relations to them and to the great God who made all of us. I ask him daily and often momently to give me wisdom, understanding, and bodily strength to do his will. Hence I'm asking and receiving all the time. Okay? And then there was this mineral. And when I say mineral, I mean a crystal. Years ago, before my mom made her transition, we made a trip to Camp Chesterfield. Now, we've been there a few times before, but this time was when I met a crystal. The crystal was being sold in the bookstore there. It was this crystal right here. Okay? When I first laid eyes on this crystal, I thought it was so pretty, I couldn't stop staring at it. When I looked at the price, I knew I couldn't get it right then, but even when I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about it. A few days later, I called the bookstore at Camp Chesterfield because me and my mother were going back soon to do a psychic fair they were having there. I asked if they would hold the crystal until I got back because I wanted to buy it, and luckily they agreed. It wasn't until my mom and I went to a retreat in northern Michigan, actually Mile, Michigan, that I realized that I just had to have it. Okay? At this retreat, there was a lady who was in possession of a famous crystal skull. She had the ability to speak to crystals. When I showed her my crystal, she said, "Wow, I've never seen one carved out of snowflake obsidian before." Then my crystal started to communicate with her. The lady said to me, "It said it called to you." I said, "Yes, it did." I told her the story of how I went back to get it. And I actually named my crystal Ebony. And since then, I've been able to have conversations with my crystal Ebony as well. Now, I wanted to share my stories with you today to help us all to understand the importance of what we believe as spiritualists, to acknowledge everything, the living things and the so-called non-living things on this planet, because infinite intelligence is in all things. All of existence plays an important role that includes the mosquitoes and that pesky groundhog in your backyard. We all participate in the wonderful responsibility of the expansion of our universe. We as humans benefit by sitting in nature to get in tune with and to become one with nature. So the next time you go outside, take off your shoes and sit with your feet in the grass or the dirt. Be silent and see what happens. First of all, if you do this, you'll feel better because Mother Earth has healing energy that we can all benefit from. There is also a trend on TikTok where people post videos of themselves talking to trees and getting the tree to move its branches as if to reach out and shake their hand. Give it a try and see what happens. Talk to the trees and flowers. See if you hear them respond. By doing these things, we all will remember our connection to the infinite intelligence and why we believe in it. If we're to change this world into a better place for all, this is how we do it. How can we start? Ask for understanding and truth in all matters. As the Creator, the source of all, to reveal the way to achieve oneness for all beings. Because once you start asking questions, the answers that you receive will be downloaded into the collective consciousness of humanity. And before you know it, the oneness that is truth will be realized on planet Earth. Thank you.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
I gotta tell you, I started my journey with spirit art, and I must be truthful. I didn't necessarily want to do it because I had a hard act to follow. My mother, who's in spirit, was a great spirit artist, and they loved her at Camp Chesterfield. And at first, I wasn't trying to do it, but it looks like I'm going to be doing it. So I was able to come up with connect with three spirits that allowed me to draw them. And so I'm picking those who I feel they want me to give the pictures to, and when I run out, I will be giving messages as well. All right. And this picture, I feel like the young lady in the very back there. Yes. What's your name? Olivia. May I speak with you, Olivia? I saw you in my mind's eye, or in spirit, not in spirit, but I saw you doing things and looking as if you needed to make a decision. Should I move here? Should I do this? Should I go here? And so you're in a bit of not a turmoil, but in a spot where you have multiple choices and you are trying to figure out what it is that you need to do. And Spirit says, or this Spirit says, to focus on what is most important at the moment. Focus on what's most important at the moment, and you will make your goals real. All right? He says to stay the course, and you will make your mark. This gentleman, his name is Armand, when he came to me in my meditation. And he is more of a spirit guide for you. He is from Spain. And he's Spanish. He's more like nobility, Spanish nobility. And so he wants you to stay the course, make sure that you focus on that one thing, and all the other things will fall into place after that. Okay? Many blessings to you. All right. And this picture goes to the young man way behind her in the striped shirt. May I speak with you? Yes. Yes. All right. So this person that came up is a gentleman. His name, he told me his name is Tom. And he had on a suit at the time, and he didn't have a tie on, but he had a suit on. And he said that you're having maybe some creative blocks that you need to overcome. And he said the best thing to do is just to make one step forward. Okay? And all the things that you're trying to put together, or whatever it is that you are developing or wanting to develop, will come to fruition because you're taking just a step in the right direction. And don't think too much about the right direction. Because as you move, the creative ideas will start to flow. Okay? And I will leave this with you. Many blessings. Now, this last picture that I have, I believe goes to this lady with the beautiful silver hair right here. And they're all in this area. I don't know why that is, but okay. So this young lady, she's a young girl. She's maybe 12. And when she was here, she was kind of a matriarchal type. Even though she was a little girl, she was telling people what to do, and you know, she was the kind that would take care of the younger kids and teach them. She might like to have class, you know, and have all the kids in the class, and you know, she liked to pretend and play grown up all the time. And she says that right now you may be overthinking some things. She's saying that you need to just keep it simple. She's saying that something is going on where, you know, you can always put something together and you're thinking, oh, well this, and maybe I should do that, and maybe I could do that, and then you start to make it bland or too complicated, you know? And so she's saying, just do it, because that's the kind of attitude that she had. Her name is Sarah, and I leave her with you. Many blessings. All right. Candace, may I speak with you?
Yes.
As you were sitting back there, I saw this great big sunflower come over your head and behind you. And this sunflower is here to let you know that you are blossoming in certain ways. You are gaining more knowledge. You are developing in ways that you may not even realize right now. And so this sunflower said, make sure you go and put your face to the sun before the fall hits. Enjoy the weather and understand that your life is getting better and better with every step. And I leave that with you. And the young man here,
Yes.
tell me your name. I know who you are.
Yeah. Carrie.
Carrie.
Yes.
Carrie. Now, there are trees that stand up for you. And I've talked about trees today, but there's trees that stand up for you. And these trees are saying that you need to come hang out with us because we have a lot to give you. You know, tree hugger. I wasn't a tree hugger until that tree spoke to me. But go out and touch the trees and talk to the trees because they have specific messages for you that will help you with just grounding and centering your energy. But they want to work with you, those tree spirits. And I will leave that with you. Many blessings.
One more, please.
Let's see. May I speak with you, please? Yes. What's your name?
Maggie.
Maggie, there's a young person there with you, and this young person is pulling on your arm, and they're saying, well, you know, you need to pay attention to me a little bit more. And this person is not here, but this person is indeed in spirit. And this person is saying, this little person is saying that, hey, you know, what happened to those good old days? What happened to that fun we used to have? And he's saying that I'm here to help to remind you that sometimes you have to stop and smell the roses. Okay? So nature is the theme of today. But stopping to smell the roses and being able to do some things that you haven't done in a while. Okay? And just enjoying yourself before the fall. And the fall is a beautiful time of year, but this summer has things to give us as well. Matter of fact, it's soon over. But and so he wants you to go out and play. All right, and I'll leave that with you. Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to serve.